Okay, so I shoot a lot of these videos based on somebody will call and ask me a question, all right? So the question of the day is, if I'm going to try to teach a course, a one course where 5 or 6 beginners want to come to a place, a church, YMCA, Parks Department, whatever, and learn the banjo, how am I going to approach this, okay? Well, let's talk about the preparation. First of all, if you do have a meeting a week before, or if you have them meet before your first class, and week before being the best, because they can bring their banjos in and you can play them and see how they work, and you can send them to the local music store to have them adjusted, or you may be able to adjust them there. Okay. Now, as far as supplies you need, you should have a few extra banjo bridges of different heights if possible, and these are the ideal situations. Okay. If a banjo bridge is too short, you can just put a popsicle stick under it or something, so you can do some kind of Jed Clampett things too, which will work. You should have a few extra sets of strings. You should have a screwdriver, a pair of pliers in case you need some adjustments. A lot of times the heads are loose, so make sure you bring a banjo wrench with you. And if you're ever out and you don't have a banjo wrench, just get one of those screwdriver looking things where you put the different, the Phillips head and the flathead little things in the I guess it's a hex little thing. Those are the same size as most banjos, and they actually work better than your normal banjo key. Okay, so you also should get some picks. Now, Dunlop makes a set of mini finger picks, which for women and kids, they're smaller, and if you have smaller fingers, they'll wrap around. So you go to the internet, Dunlop mini finger picks, okay? The reason that you might want to get 3 or 4 complete sets of picks with different size thumb picks is people will come and they've got the weirdest picks you've ever seen, plastic picks that were made during the Civil War, whatever, and you say, well, get yourself some banjo picks. Well, none of the music stores have the right picks. So if you have them and can sell them to the students, that would save them a tremendous amount of trouble. Okay, so we got picks, and then of course, tuners. Make sure if you have a couple tuners, bring all your tuners, and maybe even go on the internet, and on Amazon they have Prime, and find a recommended tuner, and maybe they can just order it. So the first session is just to make sure that the banjo works okay, and to answer questions, I'm going to be showing you some books that I wrote, and this really is not a commercial. They happened because I spent probably 5,000 hours developing content. They are designed for beginner, and I've used them a lot in class. I've done about 50 of these classes. Mine are week-long up at John C. Campbell Folk School, and if you ever do want to take one of the camps, you can go to Geoff Hohwald, and you have to spell it right, geoffhowwald.com, and it explains everything. All right. So the first video is getting ready to have your clinic. Now, I also recommend, if you have 5 or 6 people, that you consider having an hour-and-a-half class, because 30 minutes definitely is not going to cut it. An hour, depending on the students, might work if you're ultra prepared. Let's see, I'll give you the other suggestions. If you have a laptop, or if you have 2 laptops, that's even better, because the books that I have include DVDs. And if you have a laptop, you can demonstrate them If you have 2 laptops, you can even set up a station. Let's say you have 5 students. You can have, if you have 2 laptops, you could actually have the students in 2 separate rooms working on the DVD, and then you now only have 3 students to deal with, okay? So that would help. Also, if you're going to use a laptop, get some kind of an amplifier. You can buy little cheap amplifiers at Walmart that plug into your computer. You can, if you have a guitar amp, you can use that. Computer speakers, you know, you can take them off your computer. You can sometimes buy computer speakers at garage sales for like $5 or $10. So you just need something to amplify the sound. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, okay, so that's, once you have all this done, then you will go to the next step, which is the actual teaching. So this will be getting ready to teach a group.